Good evening. I am Rashi Sandeep Chadiwal. Today's video topic is contentment. In today's video, we are going to see what is contentment and we will start with our today's topic. First of all, we will see inheritance. Inheritance is the most common approach for code reusability in object-oriented programming. Sometimes we may need only one functions to be used from a class, but still inherit the entire class. This results in all the base class members with public and protected access modifiers also being exposed the derived classes. Okay, containment provides an alternative to the use of inheritance along with the ability to the control which member of class should be available to the other classes. So, what is contentment? Now we will start. Can you tell me what is content? Contentment is the simple approach in which a class B that needs to member or that needs to access to the members of a class A contains an instance of, or we can say as object of a class A rather than inheriting the class A. Although controlling access to the members of a class may be the reason why we may not prefer inheritance for code reusability, there are few points that may help us to decide whether we should use inheritance or containment. So let us discuss these points. First, do we need entire functionality of the base class or just some part of it? So, let us take an example of class named living things used to classify all the living things in the world, having basic functions like can walk method, can talk method, and can run method, and so on. Now, with this function, it will be meaningfully if we create or we can say if we or what we can say as if we create a class named mankind, or we can say as representing the humans, and derive it from the living things. This is because a human being can walk, talk, and run. So we can inherit common functions from the living things class and extract add functionality in the derived classes. However, it make what we can say. However, it make sense to have a class and named animals and derived it from living the things classes. The answer is no. Since an animal can walk and run, but an animal cannot talk, inheritance will still expose this method to the derived classes. So, if we really want to use inheritance in this concept, then it will be better to break the what we can say. It will be better to break the living things class into the further components depending on the requirements and further use them as a base classes. If we have a situations where we need to access all the functions of the base class in the derived class, then this kind of inheritance code is in sync with the list quo substitution principle of the SOLID principles. Now, next that is, do we need a coupled or decoupled system? So in this, when we inherit from a base class to create a derived class, it increases the coupling between two classes since the derived class directly uses the base class and its member function. On the other hand, using containment via interface promotes loose coupling since we are programming against the interface and not the concrete classes. So now we are going to see um, next point, that is this can be controlled with the containment using interface. Now we are going to see another thing, that is containment means composition or has a relationship in Java. So if a class has variables which if of the other class types, then it is has a relationship. Containment use of a object of one class in another, while inheritance means reusing the features of a class in its derived class. So thank you.